For nearly a decade, the Golden State Warriors were the standard of the NBA, a team built on shooting, unselfish basketball, and a culture that flipped the league upside down. And at the center of it all stood Steph Curry, a player who has had the greatest impact on basketball since Michael Jordan. This is the story of how the Warriors established their dynasty, the draft thefts, cultural shifts, and championship runs, and how Steph Curry rose to become the most valuable member of one of the greatest basketball teams ever built. The Warriors were not always a model franchise. Before Steph Curry, Golden State went 18 years with only 2 playoff appearances. The We Believe era brought hope in 2007, but the core quickly fell apart. For decades, the franchise struggled with direction, coaching turnover, and roster mistakes. What came next would change everything, but nobody knew it at the time. In 2009, the Warriors selected a slightly undersized guard from Davidson College. Many teams passed on him. Some felt he was too small, others feared his ankle issues. But Golden State took the chance. Steph Curry arrived with elite shooting talent, but the team around him wasn't ready. Monta Ellis was the franchise star, and he famously questioned the decision to draft Curry. And there were the injuries. By 2012, Curry had undergone multiple ankle surgeries. Some analysts wondered if he could even stay in the league. But the Warriors never gave up on him, and that belief became the foundation of their future dynasty. After drafting Steph, the Warriors made 2 more crucial picks. In 2011, they drafted Klay Thompson, a quiet, hard-working sharpshooter who would eventually form half of the greatest shooting duo the game has ever seen. Klay didn't need the ball. He didn't need dribbles. He just needed a little daylight, and it was over. A year later, in 2012, Golden State drafted Draymond Green with the 35th pick. A player that most teams overlooked because he wasn't athletic and didn't fit traditional positions. But the Warriors saw something different. Draymond brought intensity, basketball IQ, and leadership. Together, the trio would form the perfect balance. None of them were viewed as superstars at first, but together, they became unstoppable. In 2010, a major shift happened behind the scenes. Joe Lacob and Peter Guber purchased the Warriors and rebuilt the franchise from the top down. New ownership demanded excellence, not mediocrity. Then came Mark Jackson. He established the early defensive identity, gave Curry and Klay the confidence to become an elite backcourt, and coined the phrase, the greatest shooting backcourt in NBA history. It was under Jackson that Curry first exploded onto the national stage, dropping 54 at Madison Square Garden. That night announced to the world, Steph Curry was coming. In 2014, the Golden State made one of the most important decisions in franchise history. They hired Steve Kerr. Kerr brought a fast-paced, ball-movement offense inspired by the Spurs. An offense built around chaos, screens, cutting, and most importantly, Steph Curry's gravity. The ball never stuck. Every possession looked like a puzzle the defense couldn't solve. Curry's ability to shoot from anywhere created a ripple effect. Draymond became the point forward. Klay found open shots everywhere. Role players like Iguodala and Harrison Barnes thrived. Steve Kerr didn't just build around Steph Curry, he unlocked him. In Kerr's first season, everything clicked immediately. The Warriors won 67 games, Curry won MVP, and Golden State returned to the finals for the first time in 40 years. In the 2015 finals, Curry was blitzed, doubled, trapped, every possession. The Cavaliers' entire defense was designed to stop him. But the Warriors adjusted. Andre Iguodala moved into the starting lineup, Draymond anchored the defense, and Curry continued to break Cleveland's schemes. And after a 40-year drought, the Golden State became NBA champions. The dynasty had begun. But it wasn't just the winning. Steph Curry changed basketball itself. Deep threes became normal. Off-ball movement became essential. Spacing became a priority for every NBA offense. Curry stretched the floor so far that defenses had to pick him up 35 feet from the hoop. For the first time in league history, one player changed the size of the court. And then came the 73-9 season. Curry won his second MVP, this time unanimously. A season nobody will forget. Game winners, record-breaking nights, and moments that didn't even look real. Steph Curry wasn't just a star, he was the system. In the summer of 2016, the NBA changed forever. Kevin Durant, a former MVP and one of the best scorers of all time, joined the Warriors. The Warriors became a juggernaut. Offensively, they were nearly impossible to guard. Curry's gravity opened lanes for Durant. Durant's scoring relieved pressure from Curry. Klay's shooting punished double teams. Draymond orchestrated everything. The result? 2 straight championships, 2 finals MVPs for Durant, and one of the most dominant playoff teams of all time. But even with Durant shining, the core identity was still built around Steph. When Curry sat, the offense slowed. When he played, everything unlocked. In 2019, the dynasty fell apart. Kevin Durant tore his Achilles. Klay Thompson tore his ACL in the finals. And the Raptors ended Golden State's run. The next season, Curry played only 5 games after breaking his hand. The Warriors finished with the worst record in the NBA. But instead of panicking, Golden State rebuilt. They drafted young talent, developed role players, and prepared for the return of the core. And in 2020, they made another crucial move, trading for Andrew Wiggins. Many called it a risk, but it would later become one of the best fits of the dynasty. In 2022, the Warriors were back, older, underestimated, and hungry. Klay returned after 941 days away. Draymond anchored the defense once again. Wiggins blossomed into an all-star and elite two-way player. And Curry put together one of his greatest playoff runs ever. In the finals against Boston, Steph delivered a legendary Game 4 performance. 43 points to steal home court advantage. And after 6 games, the Warriors were champions again. Steph Curry finally earned the finals MVP that had eluded him. Through all the ups and downs, the championships, the injuries, the changes in the roster, one thing stayed the same. Steph Curry was the Warriors' identity. He defined their style. He created their spacing. He set their culture. He changed the NBA. The Golden State Warriors built a dynasty through smart drafting, creative coaching, unselfish basketball, and a generational superstar who changed everything. 4 championships, 2 MVPs, a revolution in how the game is played. And it all starts with Steph Curry, the greatest shooter of all time, and the cornerstone of the Golden State Warriors dynasty.